Hey everybody, Morganafreya here, and we are back in Pillars of Eternity, picking up just where we left off. I believe we were looking for the inn. So let's see what we can find. Who are you? So worried about her child, I don't blame her. Okay, we don't want to go that way any further because maybe we do. I mean, maybe it's on a different part of the map. It is not. Where is the inn at? What do you say? Southwest of town? Let's go this way. Oh, wait. This looks like an inn. Maybe. You see 4 people gathered by the door of the inn. Their voices raised in chopping gestures suggest an argument reaching its climax. The first figure raises his hands for calm. His face is partially obscured by a hood, but his height and stature suggest an elf.
I meant no offense. Let's put this matter to rest over a round, shall we? My treat.
Hoping to soothe our pride with a few Adira coppers, eh? We don't need your coin.
The others, 2 folkmen and an elven woman, don't look convinced. The woman crosses her arms and she spits at his feet. What's going on? One of the other men points at the hooded elf. His eyes are red from drink, but his gaze is focused. Mocking us even while he shelters in our village just goes to show you what these fancy Adiran manners are worth. We don't take to that kind of treatment, not from foreigners, and especially not from Adrians? Adrians,
Go on. Say it again. I'm itching for an excuse.
The second man thrusts his chin at the elf. He stinks of sour ale.
Fie, you're itching for the kindling touch of your sister, you cocksfeather!
Ooh.
I'll cut that barrel-licking tongue out of your head.
A collective cry of outrage rises from the 3 locals. The second man snarls.
This is a misunderstanding. I didn't say whatever it is you think I said. We've nigh quarrel.
Horror and shock paint themselves across the elven man's face in broad, hasty strokes. He frowns and swallows. He plants his feet. Something surly and raw flickers through his eyes.
That's where you're wrong.
The elven woman draws a blade. I don't think attacking him is such a good idea. Back down, all of you. This is absurd. This is unnecessary. Wouldn't you rather be inside drinking than out here arguing? You're not going to take that from him, are you? I'm staying out of this one. We'll go with this one. We don't want your charity either, foreigner. Excuse me. They squint at you through red, blurry eyes. It sounds suspiciously like you're defending him. Well, dang. It's not what I wanted to do. I should have just stayed out of it. Okay, so we need Neo. And then I guess we'll just concentrate on one at a time.
Yeah. God.
I love it. As the last of the attackers falls, the elf turns to you, the tension almost gone from his smooth face. Excuse me.
Not quite how I hoped to get to know the neighbors. Thank you for your timely assistance with that awkward situation.
No, let's just say you're welcome.
Courtesy is a rare pleasure in these parts. Though your accent suggests that you are no more local than I.
He gives you a quick smile. He straightens his hood, and you note the remains of fraying embroidery on his gloves. His boots are caked with dirt from many months' travel, but the leatherwork beneath it is sturdy and fine.
Well, I suppose introductions are in order after that little fiasco. Aloth Corvisor, at your service.
Tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm a wizard by training, and an adventurer by necessity. I was born in the Seathwood, part of the mainland of the Adir Empire, and both of my parents served the nobility, which afforded me an education for which I am grateful. However, there were no open positions in those houses, and so I decided to seek new means in a new land.
Okay.
And how exactly did you come to be here?
I was traveling with a caravan, but we were separated near some ruins.
In Gwithan ruins? Those can be dangerous places during the best of times, which these are not. And half the locals would arrest you for trespassing, and the rest would kill you outright. I'm curious, what exactly did you find there?
We'll go with the BOS.
You survived? I've heard such a thing was impossible. But it seems you either have a knack for timing or the favor of the gods.
He regards you with a new interest. What are you doing in Gilded Vale?
An excellent question. I came looking for fresh air and cheap land. Instead, the magistrate gave me directions to the inn and a story about the local lord's expectant wife. But I take it that's a familiar tale.
He folds his arms and frowns, looking toward the center of town. He cocks his head, looking at you. And you? I've been experiencing strange things of late. I'm looking for an expert on souls.
Indeed. The local lord has searched far and wide for similar specialists. He has rid himself of them almost as desperately.
He nods at the old gnarled tree in the center of town. Just how did you manage to cross those 3 drunks?
I'm afraid that was a matter of misunderstandings and mistranslations. It doesn't help that people in these parts remember their war with Adir like it was yesterday.
He tenses his fingers and looks away. You did tell that one man to fuck his sister. Definitely not PG on this one. That. He clears his throat and adjusts his sleeve. As I tried to tell them, they misheard me. Happens all too easily after a few pints, and the accent doesn't help. I heard the same thing. For a moment, he looks as if he's about to say something else. His expression brightens with mischief, but before he can speak, he forces a tight smile, biting his lips so hard you expect to see blood. Finally, his face relaxes and he shakes his head. I should speak more clearly next time. My apologies. You don't exactly look like a settler.
Begging your pardon, but neither do you. Yet, circumstances can find a person in the strangest of places.
I should get going.
As should I, given recent events. It's just as well. I've had enough of the watered wine and lumpy beds at the inn. They say even the owner tired of the place. Just up and left one day. It explains quite a lot about the upkeep. Perhaps I could join you. I could use a change of scenery, and I find it's better to travel in numbers.
So do I. Let's go then.
Excellent. I shall follow you.
But I still have to go in here. Alright.
Hello.
Hello and welcome to the innkeeper looks up. Oh, it's you, Tenfrith told us what you did for him. It's such a relief to have him back. I can't thank you enough. Consider yourself a favorite of the house. Discounts on drinks, rooms. Tenfrith said he wanted to whip up something nice for you. He's already back to work in the kitchen. She laughs. So what would you like? I'd like to know more about the Black Hound. Really? Well, let me see. The actual building's been here for years, but the Black Hound's fairly new. We get a lot of new faces in here, too. Fewer than we used to, I'll admit. Party experience 1192. Okay. Tenfrith's the big draw. I'm sure we'll get the big crowds back again in no time. I used to work the tables, actually, until the old owner up and left. Nobody's sure what happened to him, even left his poor hound behind. That's the name, see? The Black Hound. It's still sitting upstairs pining for him, poor old girl. Place ended up in my hands somehow, she laughs. My very own inn. A lot of hard work involved, but it's been worth it so far. Please, sit where you like. Would you like a drink or a room? We have 2 available at the moment. I'm afraid we can't offer much by the way of a good meal today, she sighs, unless you're fond of cold porridge. But I thought, what's his name was back? Tenfrith. Can I see what you have for sale? I'm sure you'll find something to your liking. We have the finest cook in Direwood. Okay. So it looks like... Okay, stores allow you to trade and sell your items for copper pieces or items in the store's inventory. Merchants buy items from you at a greatly reduced price. If you sell something, you may see it appear in the store's inventory with a much higher cost. Stores periodically refresh their inventories. Okay. Potions. Ooh, let's grab some camping supplies. All of those, yes. Can we... No. Yeah, we don't want that. Don't want that. Slow, 12 meters. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. Get rid of that. Keep the torch. Scale armor. Need to decide on that one. Definitely. I think we'll sell that one. Okay, let's go to this. Might want to keep that one for our new member. We can get rid of that. And that. And that. And that. And that. Oh wow, we still don't have enough. That'll leave us with that, and then we can buy some food. Endurance, constitution, and perception. That's always good. What is this one? Oops, right click. Constitution, perception, and max health. Endurance, might, and perception. Endurance and constitution. Okay, let's see what this is. Endurance and constitution. I just don't know if we need to buy drinks also. Minor endurance. Wow, those are expensive. Okay, I think we'll skip that. And we'll put those back. Alright. It takes a lot of money, but I think hopefully it'll be worth it. Okay, so now how do I close this? Close, close. There we go. Alright, so let's go to this. Put this there. Go to you. Okay, what weapon? Oh, he's using scepters and a rapier. One-handed, fast, 10 to 14. Interruption, weak. Actually, they look the same. Alright, so we will leave that there. Did she have anything else to say? I could use some reliable help. Do you know of anyone looking for work? Oh! Well, I wouldn't say I can speak from experience, but we do have certain sorts coming by looking for work from time to time. If you want to hire someone on, I'd be happy to send them your way. Let me see what I have to work with. Don't have enough money for him. Alright. Well, I guess off we go. I wonder if there was more to do in there than what I just did. You'd think these rains would be a boon for the crops. Feels like we've been seeing more bandits along the roads of late. You ever been to Defiance Bay? Careful if you head east, guards patrol the Eastern Wood, but not the Black Meadow. Okay. So we have 5 camping supplies. Let's look at our journal. Quests. Did all those. Okay, Vengeance from the Grave. While exploring the Valewood Wilderness, I happened upon a small cave where a great bear lived. In that cave, I discovered a half-eaten corpse in the spirit that, through some work of magic, revealed to me the final moments of a man's life. That is the only quest we have, so we need to find that guy. Can we knock on the door? Hopefully we don't get arrested for going in this person's house. This hound stares intently at the covered window, head cocked as if waiting to hear a particular sound. It looks up when you approach and whines a low note, tail wagging slightly. I'm sorry, girl. I don't think he's coming back. I could use a good dog. Here, girl. The dog's ears perk up. It trots over to you and barks happily. You have gained an item. Black Hound added to inventory. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this woman's voice. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Reach out for the soul. You see a long, empty road cutting through two large crop fields. The air is silent and the land seems too still for early afternoon. This woman walks slowly on the road, leading a horse, curiously looking around. She seems to sense something wrong, but is unable to discern what it is. She stops, sniffing the air, her nose high. Her brow crinkles, and she casts about, looking for something. The air is clear, no clouds. She sniffs again, still looking around, confusion clouding her face, mouthing a single word. Fire? She looks out across the fields, her confusion turning to fear. She holds her hand up to block the sun from her eyes and scans the fields again. Not finding what she was looking for, she jumps onto the horse's back, the fear quickly becoming panic. She kicks, sending the horse shooting down the path, which bends around some trees to where the farmhouse should be. She pulls up short, horror now in residence of her face, as she stares at the burned and charred mess that used to be her family's home. Tears well in her eyes as she kicks again, racing to the rubble. As you near... Okay, we already know. It says the same thing. Reach for the soul. You see a man soar through the air, hitting a nearby wall with a nauseating crunch. He doesn't get up. His attacker, a burly, clean-cut warrior with a carnivorous grin, turns and shoves his fist into the stomach of another assailant, removing another from the impromptu brawl. The bar is a whirlwind of elbows, knees, fists, and feet, with no end in sight, and he is in his element. In the corner, three smaller men speak quietly, throwing malicious glances at the larger man in the center. He breaks a chair over a tattooed head, cackling. The trio position themselves in three parts of the room, and with a terse nod, they charge. Unfortunately for them, the man sees them coming. Something in his eyes burns brightly, and all three slump to the ground in agony that's all in their minds. The burly man bows to a room of the unconscious and incapacitated before sauntering out, off-key whistle trailing behind him. Okay. You see an emaciated boy in chains, black holes for eyes, staring sightlessly at a wall. A man in a dark coat walks in, a scroll and an oddly shaped quill in his hand. The boy glances at him expressionless, a corpse waiting for animation. The man clucks at him, disapproval clear in his tone. The boy stands, limbs hanging. The man takes the quill and begins to write on the boy's chest, copying sharp, angular symbols from the scroll. The child doesn't flinch as the quill digs into his skin, drawing blood as it goes. The wizard finishes with a flourish and barks some arcane command, setting the symbols to glow dully. The boy cries out, knees hitting the stone hard, his chest burning black and red. Finally, the glow disappears, leaving only hard, black scars etched into his skin. He slumps sideways, twitching, eyes facing the back of his skull. The wizard grunts, kicking him on the leg on his way out. The boy lies on the floor until dawn, eyes still black like holes, the twitches growing into convulsive shakes. These stories are very weird. I guess we find out if I get arrested for stealing. Okay, the tavern sounds are weird. Grab a drink, friend. Not much else of worth in this town, says the woman from Thane. Hey, we said we wouldn't mention Thane. Okay. Alright. So apparently they're all the same. Roaches scatter and flee under the crates. So it said in my inventory, not the journal, inventory, this small dog has a glossy black coat and an affable disposition. She trots along at your heels, gazing up devotedly whenever you come to a stop. Aww. I wonder what I do with these pets. Alright. Well, I guess we'll find out. Maybe. At some point. Alright. So, killer guy was not in there. Nobody answers questions. Okay then. This is not a very helpful town. Need to find that guy. Promised I would avenge that guy's death. Should we go down there? A man lies resting against the wall, lit by the dim illumination of the fading sconces. He has a gaunt, fox-like aspect, and his face is pale and damp with sweat. One arm is held loosely against his side, sleeve soaked with blood. He gives you an anxious glance as you near, his features twisted with pain. Have a care if you mean to go in. He casts a quick look towards the doorway to his left. This place is not so empty as I thought. This temple isn't what it used to be, probably for the best, times being as they are. He groans and shifts position, wincing. I'm no looter, if that's what you're thinking. Not one of the faithful, either. Just wanted to do some good, I suppose. Got my arm clawed up for it. He regards you wearily. Maybe you'd have better luck. Better luck with what? The man points a finger upward. These ruins around us used to be a temple of Athos, the scattered god, a grand temple at that. His worshippers would come from all over the Direwood, from Reedceres even. Reedceres? Who knows? Until the war, of course. Even then, you'd get some of the stubborn ones, the ones that couldn't get it through their heads that their god was dead and gone. Go on. Once the legacy started, Lord Rhetoric decided he'd been too lenient on the Athosians. He had his people go in and put them to sword, left them down there, buried, under a heap of rock. After that, Rhetoric ordered the temple sealed. It's been years like that, up until recently. Lord Rhetoric hopes that if we rededicate the temple to a living god, then we'll be forgiven, and the legacy will end, see? He smiles wryly. But until then, the temple is as you see it, unguarded. That's where you come in. Wharton licks his lips. Those priests, maybe they didn't have a lick of sense between them, but they still didn't deserve to go like that, chopped down in their god's house. It doesn't sit right with me. If you can go get down there, find their remains, maybe we can finally give them a proper burial. Wharton breathes out. No small task. There's coin in it for you if you need motivating. Ethan's cautious expression softens, a pleasant surprise to see that someone around here has a shed of respect for the dead. Didn't take I'll take it you aren't supposed to be in here. I take it you aren't supposed to be in here? Brighton laughs bleakly. Well, I'm meant to be in and out nice and quick. I'm not hurting anyone. It's just Lord Rhetoric's forbidden anyone having anything to do with the scattered god. It'll be a little harder to explain to him than you. It's a good cause, though, isn't it? And you could make some coin in the process. I'll find them. Then by the flame, I owe you a good turn. But listen, the temple's been sealed off for so long, it's crawling with creatures. But if you get past them, the priests would have been down on the lower floor. They'll be there still, if they're anywhere. Those priests have all kinds of secret chambers, switches in the walls, tricks, sconces, that kind of thing. Keep an eye out, and take care down there. I wouldn't want to have you have to send someone else after your remains. I'll be here by the stairs and keep a lookout. Maybe try to patch myself up some. Alright, guys, we have a new quest. But I think we are going to go ahead and leave it here for now. We will pick this up right here in the next episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help me out a lot. Make sure to hit that bell notification, as it will send you notices every time I upload new content. And I will see you guys on the next episode of Pillars of Eternity. Bye, guys.